In the Hallel that we've been singing, there's a verse that reads as follows. We always sing it. Hayam ra'ah v'yanos. The sea saw it and fled. Hayarden yisov lachor, and the Jordan turned back. The first part of this phrase, the sea saw it and fled, is a reference to the splitting of the sea on the seventh day of Pesach, which of course we commemorate tonight and tomorrow, the splitting of the sea. The second part of the verse, that the Jordan turned back, is a reference to when Joshua crossed the Jordan with the people, with the children of Israel, to enter the land, and once again the Jordan split. There's a very unusual word over here. The sea saw v'yanos. The word v'yanos means to flee, and it's a very unusual Hebrew word. And interestingly enough, it appears in one other instance in the Torah as well. It appears in regard to Joseph, when he became a little bit entangled with Potiphar's wife, and she tried to entice him into having relations with him. It was extraordinarily tempting. She really came on really strong with all kinds of wiles and enticements, etc. But eventually he broke away and he fled. And the expression, the word which is used when he fled, well, you guessed it, v'yanos, and he fled, the same word that is being used over here in relation to the sea fleeing. What could be the connection between these two episodes? They're so very different one to the other. So the idea for us of a miracle is when nature stops performing like nature, when it does something which is unnatural. And that's what we call a miracle. For God, of course, that's not much of a miracle because he can change nature at any time that he wants. So there's no great surprise for him. But it's a big surprise for us when that happens. What would be the kind of miracle that would surprise God? Possibly one in which when we overcome our nature. Now that's a miracle. When one is able to raise oneself up from enormous pressures and temptations and behave in a way that is extraordinary for a human being. That is miraculous behavior. And so the Torah wants to tell us that the same word applies in both instances, to tell us that there's a reflective kind of miracle, one that God performs for us and that we see, and the one that we perform for God and that he sees. And it is possible that the two are interconnected, because when we do those things which for us are absolutely in God's eyes are miraculous, when we overcome our nature and go beyond our nature and do things which transcend, then perhaps that is what causes God to want to reciprocate with his special miracles for us as well. By the way, the word for a miracle is a nes, which means something which is very high. The word for a trial or for a challenge is a nisayon. It's the same word. And that is because a miracle is about embracing a challenge and going beyond it. And that's what creates the sense of miracle. When we take a nisayon, a challenge, and we turn it into a nes, into a miracle, that's the key to the way in which we bring joy to the Almighty, and which causes him to bring joy to us. Wish you all a good day. Chag Sameach, Shabbat Shalom, and Chag Sameach.